Okay, look, I know making a tier list on a limited time game mode may not be the most productive thing in the world, but I'm only making this because all random one site isn't just some random agent one site skirmish like the mode's name would present. It's the closest thing we've gotten since ranked that might actually embody one of the circles of hell. You know when you get bored in a custom game and just start spamming your ultimate without a cooldown? Yeah, that's what AROS is. For whatever reason, everyone's ultimate only costs 2 points, and points have been made to be more plentiful overall. It's not unreasonable to cast 3 or 4 ultimates every round, and depending on your agent, that can be either good or bad, which is why a tier list is in order. If you like content like this or are coming over from the shorts that are popping off, massive thank you by the way, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more awesome Valorant content. And let me know what you think of some of these agents in the comments section below. Thanks! I want to lay down some quick ground rules just for clarification purposes. I'm not rating these agents based on their overall strength in the meta. In fact, I wouldn't even say they're super ordered. The things I'm looking at are, do you benefit or suffer from the system changes? Can you spam your ultimate? And is spamming your ultimate effective? Any bugs or quirks will also get mentioned depending on the agent, but other than that, I'm not going to put Omen above every other controller because he's often the best controller in the game. Understand? Good. Now let's start with the awful characters.
The hunt begins!
Yeah, I'm gonna start with her. I know you duelists love this character for whatever reason, but in this game mode, she's honestly god-awful. Gunfights are pretty impossible to take in this game mode, and when your entire kit revolves around getting kills in gunfights, it's just not a good combination for this mode. Not only that, Reyna is one of the many characters who suffer from a bug. I made a short about this earlier, but there's a system bug where any character who doesn't immediately consume their ultimate charge will still drop a whole ult charge bag, regardless of if they've used their ultimate or not. This pretty much makes Reyna nothing more than a free ultimate for either your team or the enemies. And considering you're trying to take gunfights, it's definitely going to be the enemies that take that ult. Screw this character.
You want to play? Let's play.
Chamber suffers the same bug. I mean, an operator is nice, but usually you're trying to fight through a massive wall of smoke, and I'm not gonna lie, a sniper rifle isn't the ideal weapon for that scenario. You'll notice that a lot of the gunfight agents are down here, and that just makes sense. I'm not saying you can't get anything done, but you're fighting an uphill battle for sure.
Adapt or die!
Okay, Vice actually almost didn't land down here, since she doesn't suffer any bugs and has an ult you can spam. While turning off the opponent's weapons is nice, a lot of the time it's not really enough to save you from a raise rocket or a waylay stun. But the reason she's at the bottom is that for whatever reason, you can get her on the pistol round, where her ult literally does nothing. That's no fun at all. Omen's here because he's boring. With only half the map, his ult isn't really that useful, and while he does have smokes to spam and a strong flash and TP, he also doesn't really have anything to stop the oncoming ultimates. Sure, he's still Omen, but he's boring, and I feel like neutering him down here. So, let me feel good about myself, please.
Get out of my way!
Movement is always a good thing in this game, but besides breaking out of a choke, Jett really can't do a whole lot. She suffers from the ult charge bug, and knives already have a natural reset mechanic. Sure, you can get more than one right click per round, which is for sure something, but she's not all too strong here.
Welcome to my world.
Also suffers from the ult charge bug. Sure, she's got a lot of smoke, and players are sort of forced into her pit if she can get it off, but with the vast amount of ultimates in play, it's not all too hard to clear it. Plus, it's another free ult if you do stop her pit, which just kind of makes her feel awful to play.
I mean, it's alright.
Who's next?
While getting away from all the ultimates is nice, Yoru suffers from just not being that interesting. He's got a good kit for sure, but he can't really do anything proactive with his ult, which kinda dampens him.
You are divided!
Another character that's just kinda boring. Sure, she's got smokes, and when enemies funnel, her abilities help, but her ult can just get ulted through, which makes her feel kind of boring to play. I do like to make houses when I can get enough orbs though. That's a good mechanic.
Joke's over! You're dead!
You know, the whole point of this character is that you can get his ult off very often, but honestly, he doesn't really feel that strong in this game mode. Sure, an extra life is always going to be good, but you're stuck in so much downtime after ulting that you're almost certainly going to get hit with something. Plus, the rest of his abilities aren't strong enough to where he can make space in an environment like this, making him kind of a whatever pick.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Okay, so like this character's whole gimmick is that his abilities recharge, so he really doesn't do anything different. Thrash is nice, but she suffers against Teho and Brim as they'll just destroy it. The game also freaks out when you pick up Thrash and also gain ult charge, so don't do that.
Hi, I'm pissed!
Another character that suffers from the ult charge bug, but I think her movement makes up for it. She's got just enough to help her break through the spam. Plus, her ultimate genuinely isn't too bad in this scenario. The movement combined with a lot of damage is just so useful.
Not another step.
The final character to suffer from the ult charge bug. The character that can negate abilities is bound to be useful in a game mode with an abundance of abilities, and he for sure is useful, but weirdly enough, it's the smokes that stump him. You just kinda have to gamble a fight within them, even if you tank a lot of ultimates. Sometimes you just have to gamble a fight with a shotgun, and often enough, he doesn't have enough utility to win that fight. Not useless though, but the ult charge bug definitely hampers him.
Okay. Into the deep.
Finally, some good food. While Harbor's ult still feels weak, multiple of them are incredibly disorienting. Smokes are always helpful, and the fact that one of them has a shield that prevents you from catching a stray Vandal shot is quite nice. Overall, not too shabby.
I've got your trail.
Something that goes really unappreciated in this mode are the drones. They're super helpful, and since Sky's ult is an auto-tracking 3-pack of drones that you can now spam, you will never not know where the enemies are. Plus, you got a funny dog that can kill people, and that's always really funny.
I know exactly where you are.
Smokes, trips, and literal wall hacks. This man is just kind of annoying. Especially if you can get your hands on an Odin, you are an absolute wall on defense. Though all things considered, he doesn't have enough to stop any ultimates with real stopping power, placing him down here.
You are powerless.
Okay, you might think that KO is giga broken because he can A, turn off abilities, and B, be revived. And he's for sure strong, but what keeps him back is two things. For one, you can't gain ult charge while your ult is active. He doesn't suffer from the ult charge bug because of the down mechanic, but it still doesn't feel great to only have one ult per round, especially if an ult is popped off before you can silence anyone. The second thing is that you need to rely on your teammates to be immortal, which is just not reliable in a solo queue environment. Also, you're kind of a party pooper. Like, let me just spam ultimates. God.
You should run.
The massive orbs of doom are exactly as comical as you'd expect them to be. While they do cover an absolutely massive area, their one downside is that they're ungodly slow. If you think you can last 13 seconds without getting hit by at least one ultimate, you clearly haven't spent enough time in this game mode. The rest of her stopping power isn't amazing. The mollies are nice, I suppose, but the fact that her ultimate either makes a lot of space or forces enemies into you is always going to make her useful.
You will not kill my allies.
Okay, so you might be thinking, Kris, how on God's green earth is the ability to spam revive players not completely broken? And you're right, it is pretty strong, but there's two things you have to consider here. One, it just takes too long. Both Sage and the revived player are stuck in animation for what feels like forever in a mode like this, making them prone to eating ultimates. And two, the more players you bring back, the more ult points you are feeding the enemy, leading to more ults you have to face. It's the definitive monkey's paw of this game, though it is really funny to specifically grief a single player's KD.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Face your fears.
Both the traditional recon agents are very strong. In a game mode that already has a lot going on, the ability to suffocate your opponent's senses is something that goes really underappreciated. Not only that, the decay on her ultimate makes finishing off disoriented players an absolute breeze. A very strong pick for sure.
Nowhere to run!
But I will say I do think Sova is just more fun. Sure, shock darts might be a little weaker, but the ability to fry the entire team from across the map is something you simply cannot turn down. Sure, it leaves you incredibly exposed, but like most characters in this tier, they all benefit from the fact that the more kills you get with your ultimate, the more ultimates you can cast. Which means in the perfect world, you could just hunt down people with your ultimate until the entire team is gone. Great stuff!
Let's go!
My pick for the poster child of this game mode. It's no secret that the loudest, most disorienting ultimate in the game is going to be very overwhelming when you can spam them. I don't think it's the strongest, but not only does it increase your odds of winning a gunfight dramatically, it also combos incredibly well with most of the other S tier ultimates, like Sova's or Brimstone's. I will say he will always be the funniest agent in this game mode. So...
1 by 1.
This ult is just stupid. Even outside of this mode, I have no idea why they made it cast so fast. It's essentially a breach ult without the volume, making Waylay prime combo material for the damage ultimates. Plus her movement easily helps her break out of chokes, which is very nice to have.
It's you and me.
Now this is the sleeper duelist. While ISO does possess the ability to both negate and silence ultimates with his shield and undercut, it's actually his ultimate that's the keystone here. No need to worry about breach ults when you have your own pocket dimension. Not only that, winning the advantageous duel gains you an ult point, letting you very easily chain this thing into an entire round of winning duels. This guy is broken.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, you knew she'd be up here. There's nothing more satisfying than lobbing rockets at people's feet. And the fact that kills with this thing work up to another rocket is absolutely absurd. Great movement, recon abilities, and an insta-kill ultimate are pretty much everything you could want in a game mode like this. She's by far the best duelist.
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
And here's the best initiator in this mode. Taeho's ult just covers so much ground. Sure, it's not super hard to dodge on its own, but when you're hit by a Waylay or breach ult alongside getting hit by 1 or 2 of these things, topped off by a stun and 2 cross-map missiles, Taeho is the perfect combination of truly suffocating his opponent. Not only does he have all this, he has an incredibly powerful drone silence combo that can neuter the enemy team before they even get started. It's an absolute gem to play.
Prepare for hellfire!
Orbital Strike is just absurd. You can simply paint the map with giant circles of death that not many agents can even dodge. You also have the most annoying smokes in the game in my opinion. Spamming all 3 of these in the main choke is incredibly annoying to fight in, especially if you pair it with a shotgun. You also have an incredible team-wide speed boost that aids in breaking out of chokes, which makes you not only the best at stalling, but weirdly one of the best at pushing? Absolutely busted.
You had your fun. My turn.
This is the best controller in this game mode for one simple reason. A good clove simply cannot stay dead. As long as you get your first ultimate, you really do have a hard time dying. For whatever reason, they can pick up ult orbs while their ult is still active, meaning you can't even run away from them to stall them out. Sure, the rest of their abilities besides the smokes aren't spectacular, but literal immortality is not something you can sleep on.
My territory, my rules.
And here's the best Sentinel, and weirdly, my pick for the best character in this game mode. A high range, insta-kill ultimate that's not too hard to hit is incredibly strong, even if enemies break out of it. Not only that, she has the best non-ultimate combo tool in the game in her Gravnet, making hitting anyone's abilities an absolute breeze. She also gets a point every time she kills someone with her ultimate, leading to a massive snowball that just feels unstoppable. Deadlock is a true force of nature in this environment. Phew! And that's the end of the list. Here's the full thing for those people who skipped to the end. Hi those people, you should listen to me ramble about these agents. While this list isn't any sort of gospel to listen to, the important thing to take away from this is that you can't even pick your agent in this game mode. So technically none of this matters. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate the massive amount of support I've been getting in recent weeks. I plan on pumping out more good content, so if you like what you're seeing, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome Valorant content. Let me know what you think about my tier list below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!